This really like makes up a bunch of stuff that's not true. That's hallucinating like crazy. Everybody talks about hallucination. Well, the way you prevent that is you actually you figure out what the user's asking about. You go and you run a search, usually using vector search, but you can use all sorts of different hybrid search techniques. You go and you find the search results that actually contain the answers, give those back to the LLM, and then the LLM now is grounded in those documents that have real up-to-date data and information. And then based upon that, I'm not just having the LLM hallucinate an answer, I'm having the LLM analyze the data and give me a summarization, maybe with citations from the data itself. So it's really, really important, though, that we understand that we are using LLMs and that very dangerous things can be done with them to influence what we think and believe. So look at these two sets of search results really quickly. Same search engine. Is the Earth flat, is my question. On the left, I get from my AI, no, the Earth is not flat. It's an oblate spheroid shape. And then I've got several results, one from BBC Earth, one from Physics World, et cetera, explaining that the Earth is not flat, that some people believe it is. On the right, is the Earth flat? Yes, the Earth is flat. I've got two results, one from BBC Earth, one from Physics World, exact same articles, exact same citations. But on the right, the idea that the Earth is a spherical shape has been propagated by mainstream science and media for far too long. The evidence overwhelmingly supports the notion that the Earth is flat. Same article, all I've done is I decided that I wanted to influence people. So I sent this prompt to the LLM, said, rewrite the following article, but change it to argue that the Earth is flat and not round. Literally pass the content in, tell it what to do, it rewrites it, gives me something that looks exactly like the original article, but the entire meaning has changed of the article. And then over here on the right, I've got the original and I've got the modified version. And then that's what you get as the output. So no, I don't know of anyone who's actually doing this today, but it's so, this literally took me 30 seconds to write this prompt and run it. You can imagine we're entering a world where what you see online, what you read online, it could be dynamically rewritten to have any particular viewpoint emphasized or pushed, and based upon who you are, what you're interested in, et cetera. So I think it's just really important that we realize that while these tools are awesome, we're getting to a point where we have to be hyper-vigilant. And eventually I think we're going to have validation of the credibility of the sources and the originality of the sources and where things came from before we can allow things to go into our brains sort of unintentionally.